Hello students, welcome back to my channel once again. So in the previous video, we have solved some probability problems. So that is the part 2. So there are already two videos we have discussed about the probability. So this is the third video I am showing you. Here we will solve different type of problems on the probability. So today we are going to discuss about the probability of finding the probability on sum based on two dice. Okay. So two dice, one blue and one gray, are thrown at the same time. Complete the following table. So now event, what is the event? That sum of two dice. So sum of two dice. So what is the number that could occur? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we need to find the probability of getting these numbers. So some numbers they have already filled up, and we need to fill up the rest of the numbers. So let us take a look at the problem. Now how we are going to solve this problem. So now when two dice are thrown, so different possible outcomes will be, so that in the earlier videos I have already discussed with you that what are the different possible combinations of numbers whenever we are throwing two dice simultaneously. So there will be 36 outcomes possible. So this is the 36 outcomes. I hope if you have not yet visited that video, please go through that video. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand this part. Okay. So there are 36 possible combinations of getting whenever we are throwing two dice simultaneously. So total number of possible outcomes here is 36. Now, here they are asking to find the event on the sum of two dice. So we have to add the numbers, whatever we are getting on the different dice. So now, if you take a look, what is the what is the smallest sum that we may get whenever we are throwing the two dice together? So, if we take a look at the different possible outcomes, so 1 is the smallest number that we can get. So, in that case, what will be the sum of this? That will be 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. Now, what is the biggest sum of the scores? So, biggest sum will be whenever we are getting 6 in both the dices, right? So, that will be equal to 6 plus 6, that is equal to 12. Now, the sum of the scores, that we know the smallest and the highest score, right? So whatever be the value, that will be between 2 and 12, including 2 and 12 also. Like it can happen 2 can come also, or 12 can also come, and any number between these 2 and 12. Okay, so there is no possibility that you will get less than 2 or more than 12, right? Now, so these are the possible outcomes we can get whenever we are adding the numbers of two dice together. So 2 to 12. Now, when the sum of two dice is 3, so already they have filled for the sum of two dice when it is 2. So sum of two dice when it is with 2 is only 1. So out of 36 outcomes, only the favorable outcome is 1. So that's why 1 by 36, right? So now when the sum on two dice is 3. So what are the different combinations? So it can be 1 2, 1 plus 2, and 2 1, that is 2 plus 1, that will give you 3. So the favorable cases are 1 2 and 2 1. So number of favorable outcomes will be equal to 2 over here. So the probability of the sum on 2 dice is 3 is equal to 2 by 36. If we simplify, that will be 1 by 18. Now coming to the sum on 2 dice is 4. Okay. So now take a look when we will get 4 on sum of 2 dice. So that is 1 3, 2 2 and 3 1. So the favorable cases are 1 3 2 2 and 3 1. So number of favorable outcomes will be equal to 3 over here. So the probability of sum on 2 dice is 4 equal to 3 by 36. If you make it in the lowest form, that will be 1 by 12. So you can keep as it is also. That will not be a problem. Now we have to find the sum on 2 dice is 5. So let us take a look. So the favorable cases will be 1 4, 2 3, 3 2 and 4 1. So now what is the number of favorable cases? That is equal to 4. So the probability of sum on 2 dice is 5 is equal to 4 by 36. So you can make it also lowest form 1 by 9. Okay. Now when the sum on 2 dice is 6. Okay. So let us find out when we will get 6. So 1 5, 1 plus 5, 2 4, 2 plus 4 gives you 6. 3 plus 3 gives you 6. 4 plus 2 gives you 6. 5 plus 1 gives you 6. So there are 5 possible outcomes, right? 5 favorable outcomes. So these are the favorable cases. Now favorable outcomes equal to 5. So the probability of sum on 2 dice is 6 equal to 5 by 36. Now when the sum on 2 dice is 7. So let us take a look. 1 6, 2 5, 3 4, 4 3, 5 2 and 6 1. So all these cases, if we add up the numbers, we will get 7. So number of favorable outcomes is equal to 6 over here. So the probability of sum of 2 dice is 7 is equal to 6 by 36 or 1 by 6. Now, if you take a look, 8 they have already solved for you, right? So in this way, if you keep on solving, so 8 you need to find out, then 9 if you add up, when you will get 9, then 10, 11, 12. In this way you will get that. So now if you take a look at the 8, how you will get 8? Though it is solved for you, so how you will get 8? So if you take a look at the first row, 1, 6, you will not get. So in first row you will not get 8. So let us take a look at the second row. Yeah, 2, 6 you will get 8. So 2, 6, one outcome. Then 3, 5 is another outcome, right? Then 4, 4 is another outcome. Then comes your 5 3 and then finally comes your 6 2. So in all these cases you will get 8. So total number of favorable outcome will be 5. So that's why it is 5 by 36. Okay, now let us take a look whenever we will get the sum as 9. So what are the favorable cases over here? So 3 6, 4 5, 5 4 and 6 3. So that means the number of favorable outcomes equal to 4 over here. So probability of sum on 2 dice is 9 equal to 4 by 36. Now when the sum on dice is 10. So again take a look when we will get 10 over here. So if we add 4 6, 5 5 and 6 4. So number of favorable cases here is outcomes is equal to 3. So the probability of sum on two dice is 10 equal to 3 by 36. Now when the sum on two dice is 11, so take a look when we will get 11. There is only two cases, that is 5 6 and 6 5. So number of favorable outcomes equal to 2 over here. So the probability of sum on two dice is 11 equal to 2 by 36. And 12 they have already done for you. So 12 I think you know that is the only outcome is 6 6. So that's why it will be 1 by. So number of favorable outcome is 1. So 1 by 36. Now the part 2 of this question. A student argues that there are 11 possible outcomes. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Therefore, each of them has 1 by 11 probability. Do you agree with this argument? Justify your answer. Okay. So there is some student who is arguing that okay, since there are 11 possible outcomes that we are getting the sum from 2 to 12, so the probability should be 1 by 11. So what do you think? He's telling he's telling is true, or it is you are not agreeing with the statement. Okay, let us take a look. So no, the 11 sums are not equally likely. For example, like for getting sum on two dice as 2, so what we got, that one favorable outcome, that is equal to 1 1, right? So whenever we are getting 2, then there is only one favorable outcome, that is 1 1. But for getting sum on dice as 3, we got two outcomes, that is 1 2 2 1, right? Now getting sum on dice two dice as 4, there are three favorable outcomes, that 1 1 3 2 2 and 3 1, correct? So we understand that these events are not elementary events. So what is elementary events? In the previous video I already explained. Elementary events means when there is a probability, when there is a favorable outcome is always 1. So that is called the elementary event. So in this case, only we are getting elementary event for get sum of on dice, two dice as 2 and 12. Then only it will be a elementary. In other cases, it is not elementary events, right? So hence their probability cannot be equal to 1 by 11. So hope this justifies your answer. Like I hope this is clear to you. So whatever student is saying, that is not true. Now we will learn about the next topic on finding the probability of sum based on two dice and sum based on one die thrown twice, means two times. A die is thrown twice. What is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? 5 will come up at least once. Okay, so let us take a look at the solution now. So our dice is thrown twice, means two times over here. So what are the possible outcomes? So these are the possible outcomes, right? Now total number of possible outcomes is equal to 36. Now what is the probability that 5 will not come up either time? So let A be the event that 5 will not come up either time, means 5 will not come up ever, right? So let us remove all the outcomes which have 5. So let us do that. So basically we are removing in all the instances where we got 5. So if we remove that, then the outcomes favorable to A are, in the first row we got 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 and 1 6. We have removed 1 5. In the second row 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 and 2 6, we have removed 2 5. Third row 3 1 3 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 6. We remove 3, 5. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 6. We also remove 4, 5. Then fifth row we completely remove, because in fifth row each case we will get 5. And sixth row we have to remove 6, 5. So we got 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4 and 6, 6. So number of outcomes favorable to A over here is 25. So the probability of A will be equal to 25 by 36. Now we need to find the probability that 5 will come up at least once. At least once means only one time, minimum one time it should come. So more than one time it can come, like 2 times it can come, but minimum it should come one time. So outcomes favorable to B are, so here let be the event that 5 will come up at least once. So outcomes favorable to B are, so what are the outcomes? So in this case, we have to remove the other cases and we have to consider only whenever we are getting 5 at least one time. That means 1 5, 2 5, 3 5, 4 5, 5 5 and 6 5. So we also need to consider that 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4 and 5 6. So since 5 5 already, whenever we are considering the vertical one, we have considered 5 5. So whenever we are horizontally checking, we should not consider that 5 5 once again. So otherwise there will be a duplicacy. So number of outcomes favorable to B is equal to 11 over here. So P probability of B will be equal to 11 by 36. Now the next topic will be finding the probability of sum based on bulbs. Okay, so let us take a look at the problem. First part is a lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. One bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? And next part is, suppose the bulb drawn in one is not defective and is not replaced. Now one bulb is drawn at random from the rest. What is the probability that this bulb is not defective? Okay, so I hope you couldn't understand this problem so far. So let us take a look at the first part. So there are total 20 bulbs are there, out of which 4 are defective ones and one bulb has to pick up at random from the lot, and we need to find the probability of the bulb getting defective one. So total bulbs here is 20. So number of all possible outcomes equal to 20 over here. Now how many are defective bulbs? There are 4. So defective bulbs equal to 4. Then what will be the non-defective bulbs? That will be equal to 20 minus 4 equal to 16. Now what is the probability that this bulb is defective one? So let A be the event that the bulb taken out is defective one. So how many defective bulbs are there? That is 4 defective ones. So number of outcomes favorable to A will be equal to 4. So the probability of A is equal to 4 by 20, that is equal to 1 by 5. Now coming to the part B. Suppose the bulb drawn in part 1 is not defective and is not replaced. So not replaced means they have, since they have only picked up one bulb already, so they have not replaced any other bulbs in the lot. So the now after taking out one bulb from 20 lot, so how many bulbs will be remaining in the ground? Means now how many bulbs are there in the lot? That is 20 minus 1, that is equal to 19. So now number of possible outcomes, all possible outcomes equal to 19 over here. Now what is the probability that this bulb is not defective? So let B be the event that the bulb is not defective. So is the number of defective bulbs changing over here? Because since they have asked us to consider that whatever they have picked in part 1, that is not a defective one. So number of defective bulbs are not changing over here. So how many non-defective bulbs are there, right? So number of non-defective bulbs will be equal to 19 minus 4, that is equal to 15, right? So total number of non-defective bulbs now will be 19 minus 4, that is equal to 15. So number of outcomes favorable to B will be equal to 15. So the probability is 15 by 19. Okay. Now next topic is to find the probability of sum based on pains. So there are, in the question it is mentioned 12 defective panes are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. It is not possible to just look at the pen and tell whether or not it is defective. So one pen is taken out at random from this slot. Determine the probability that a pen taken out is good one. Okay. Okay, so now let us take a look how we are going to solve this. So in this question, what is given? There are 12 defective pens which are mixed with 132 good ones. So it is difficult now. It is not possible which one is, because without checking we can't tell that which one is, just by looking at the pen we can't tell that which one is defective and which one is not. So one pen is taken out at random from this. So we need to find out that what is the probability of getting a pen is a good one. So now number of defective pens over here is 12 and number of good pens here is 132. So when they are mixed up together, then total number of pens will be 12 plus 132, that is 144. Now we need to determine the probability that a pen taken out is a good one. So let A be the event that the pen drawn out is a good pen. So how many good pens are there? That is 132. So number of outcomes favorable for A is 132. So the probability of A will be 132. That is the number of outcomes favorable to A divided by the total number of all possible outcomes. That is 132 divided by 144. So if we simplify, we will get 11 by 12. Now next question. A lot consists of 144 ball pens, of which 20 are defective and the others are good. Nuri will buy a pen if it is good, but will not buy if it is defective. The shopkeeper draws one pen at random and gives it to her. What is the probability that she will buy it and she will not buy it? Okay. So here also there are, in this case, the total number of pens are given. So that is 144. So the total number of possible outcomes is equal to 144. Now how many are defective over here? So 20 are defective pens. And number of good pens are rest, that is on, we have to, how will you find the good pens? That is all pens minus defective pens, that is equal to 144 minus 20, that is 124. Now the probability that she will buy it. She will buy it means she will only buy if it is good one, right? So let A be the event that Nuri will buy a pen. So Nuri will buy a pen only if it is good, right? So how many good pens are there? So that is 124. So number of outcomes favorable to A will be 124. So the probability of B is equal to, so it is not B, it should be A. So the probability of A will be equal to 124 divided by 144. So if we simplify it, we will get 31 by 36. Now let us take a look at the part 2. That is the probability that she will not buy it. So let B be the event that Nuri will not buy a pen. So Nuri will not buy a pen means if it is a defective one, then Nuri will not buy that pen. So now we need to tell how many defective pens are there. So there are 20 defective pens. So number of outcomes favorable to B is equal to 20. So PB is equal to 20 by 144. So if we simplify, we will get 5 by 36. Now the next topic of probability is finding the probability of sum based on geometric figures and theory question based on arguments. Okay, so let us take a look at the first problem. Suppose you drop a die at random on the rectangular region shown in figure. What is the probability that it will land inside the circle with diameter 1 meter? So there is one rectangular area, and inside that rectangular area there is a circle given. So we need to find out what is the probability that that die will land inside the circle. So let us take a look how you are going to solve this type of problem. So let us see different scenarios, like when the die is thrown, so it may land up inside the circle, or it may land up outside the circle but inside the rectangle. Okay, so these are the different scenarios. Anywhere it could land up. So now we need to find the area of the rectangle, because the area of the rectangle, there also the die can land up, or the die can also land up in the inside of the circle. So area of rectangle is the entire one, that is 3 meter and 2 meter. So 3 meter is the length and 2 meter is the breadth. So we know that area of the rectangle is length into breadth, that is equal to 3 into 2. So 6 meter square. So total area is 6 meter square. Now for circle, what is given over here? The diameter is given, that is equal to 1 meter. So we need to find the radius. Radius will be half of the diameter, that is half meter. So the area of the circle, the formula is pi r square, that is pi into radius square. So pi into 1 by 2 whole square, that is equal to pi by 4. Pi by 4 meter square. So now what is the probability that the die will land inside the circle? Okay. So the favorable area will be equal to inside the area of the circle. So that is equal to pi by 4 meter square. So probability of A, that is, what is the A over here? A is the event that the die will land inside the circle. So that is equal to favorable area divided by the total area. So favorable area is pi by 4 and total area is 6 over here. So if we simplify, it is coming pi by 24. Now next question. What is the, which of the following arguments are correct and which are not correct? Give reasons for your answer. So part 1, if two coins are tossed simultaneously, there are three possible outcomes: two heads, two tails, or one of each. Therefore, for each of these outcomes, the probability is 1 by 3. So we have to check whether whatever statement is given, whether this is correct or not. So when two coins are tossed simultaneously, so what are the possible outcomes? That is head head tail, and tail. I think this you already know. If you don't know about this, then please go to my previous videos where I have discussed all these different outcomes of whenever we are tossing two coins together. So number of all possible outcomes will be here 4. So probability of getting two heads, that is head, is equal to 1 by 4 over here, because there is only one outcome where we are getting head. So that is 1 by 4. So the probability of getting tail, that is two tail, equal to also 1 by 4. Now probability of getting head tail or tail head, right? So that is equal to probability of one head or one tail. So that is, there are two favorable outcomes. So this will be equal to 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2. So whatever is mentioned in the argument that the probability will be 1 by 3, that is not correct, because we got in one instance we got 1 by 4, in two instances we got 1 by 4, and in another instance we got 1 by 2. So whatever is given, that is not correct statement. Now second part, if a die is thrown, there are two possible outcomes, an odd number or an even number. Therefore, the probability of getting an odd number is 1 by 2. So let us take a look whether this statement is correct or not. So when a die is thrown, all possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So number of all possible outcomes is equal to 6. So the probability of getting odd number, that is 1, 3, 5. So the favorable outcomes is 1, 3, 5. So number of outcomes is 3. Favorable outcomes is 3 and possible outcomes is 6. So 3 by 6 is equal to 1 by 2. And the probability of getting even number is equal to, so what are the favorable outcomes? 2, 4 and 6. So that is equal to, number of favorable outcomes here is 3. So 3 by 6, that is also equal to 1 by. So whatever is mentioned in this argument, that is absolutely correct. So in both the scenarios, like getting odd numbers or even numbers when throwing a dice, will be equal to 1 by 2. So thanks for watching this video. If you like my video, please hit the like button. And if you have any query, then you can put it in your comment section. If you like this video, then please do share with your friends and family members. And if you want to get more update on upcoming videos on different topics, not only about probability, I will be uploading for other topics as well for grade 10 CBSE board. So then what you need to do, you have to do one thing, you have to press the bell icon so that you can get subscribe into my channel, and then whenever I will upload new videos, you will get notification and you can watch that videos. Okay, thanks for today, and we will see you once again in the next upcoming videos. Bye bye.